Some people around me believe that I'm a special person. I introduce myself as being German, but this is not the whole story. I grew up in a multilingual household speaking at least two languages, German and Arabic. A couple of years ago, I found out that my passion is to communicate with people and analyze their behavior. Everything started when I was working at my uncle's car dealership as a volunteer. Recently, I had an internship in a board game company. It required creativity, responsibility, and data-oriented mindset. So I think you want to know what are my plans for the future. My plans for the future are to work in an international company where interpersonal relationships are the key for success. My motto is to be the person you would like to meet. How I told you before, one of my strengths is that I'm a very communicative person. I like it to talk to people. That means that I'm not afraid to approach strangers and to have a conversation with them. My communication skills have helped me to quickly connect with groups. I get on well with different types of people, which makes it so much easier for me to work on a team. That's why I'm counting my extrovert and open mindset as my strength. I think my weakness is that I'm very strict with myself. I satisfy with just a few things and criticize myself very often in my actions. I try to make things as perfect as possible and lose track of the time, and sometimes I fail to get things done in time. For me, it's important to do tasks well and correctly instead of just doing them. I think my overzealousness is my weakness. I have to work on that in the future and try to divide my time better. Well, this is a very good question. In the next 5 years, I would like to work in sales where I can improve my communication skills. I would like to have a leadership position and take responsibility there. The first step is to gain more practical experiences and grow up in a team. I want to gain a foothold in the world of work and learn new things. A lot, because Google is the second most valuable brand in the world after Amazon. And it's even worth $18 billion more than Apple. Google was founded by the two students Larry Page and Sergey Brin in September 1998. Google is a market leader among internet search engines for the worldwide search requires and is known as the most visited website in the world. Google processes more than 3 billion searches every day. But Google is no longer just a search engine, but an innovative, diverse technology company. Google now includes large companies such as YouTube or Firebase. Google has also been successful in the rocket science. You can say so much about Google because it has such a large portfolio and it's indispensable to the market. During my internship, there was a change very often. In the first month, 2 employees left the company. Our team consisted of only 6 people and then only 4 people. That was very hard for us. The working atmosphere was briefly weakened as a result, and it was a tense situation because the lack of manpower meant that much more work had to be done for all of us. The situation stabilized quickly and I was quickly able to get used to the circumstances. Due to the changed situation, we simply worked closer together and supported each other in order to compensate for the lack of manpower. After 2 more months, 2 new employees joined the company who also had a different way of working and which I had to adapt. I have no problems working under pressure. It's the opposite. In critical situation, I'm in top form. During my internship at Jumbo Spiele GmbH, there was often a critical situation. For example, I was responsible for organizing trade fairs and never had much time for them, and I was not allowed to make mistakes because everything had to be on time for the trade fair. I had to develop the concept of how the stand should look like and which objects are needed for it. That means I had to call different companies every day, such as catering companies and hostess, and I had to quickly find an agreement with the companies. There were often mistakes and I had to correct as quickly as possible. With all the pressure, I had to stay calm and make the best of the mistakes, and it ended up organizing a successful trade fair. When it comes to an important decision, I would first deal with the matter more and proceeded in a structured manner. I would take a close look at the advantages and disadvantages of the pros and cons in deciding. Then I look at which consequences the decision entails. If there were a topic where I'm less familiar with it, I would first inform myself about this topic and try to make the decision on my own. If I don't get any further, I would not arbitrarily make a decision, but instead seek advice from people who are better versed in this area and make a decision together with them. This is how I would deal with the important decision.